So, how do you social distance without being mean? How do you do it gracefully? That was a question that came up the other day when I was coaching a lady, and I thought I would share the answers with you. Who am I? I'm Bess McCarty from Victoria, Kansas, and this is the Ask Bess show where you can ask any question about health, wealth, love. Could be network marketing. I'm called the Shrink of MLM, but I also coach people with business and life. So it could be career, job, health, weight loss, communication, relationships, spiritual fulfillment, any of this goes below. So you can ask a question below in the comments or message me privately and I can address the response on this show. I also appear on Facebook Live every Saturday and Sunday on the Ask Bess show under Bess McCarty. So you're welcome to join me there as well if you're on Facebook. So my message to you, I do have a very important message. First, to start off every show, you matter. I hear you. I'll respond. You're bigger than any problem that is before you. You can become a master problem solver. And the solution is always within reach. And I'll help. You don't have to do it alone. I'll share with you in a little bit my 4-step real conversations method to get from problem to solution in minutes, and offer you some free tools and a free class at the end of this show. So, you can find that and also in the comments below. So, okay, so this is a question. This is May 30th, 2020. We are kind of in the middle of a pandemic with the coronavirus, and a lot of people are wondering, how do I stay safe? How do I follow the guidelines or follow my own feelings about staying safe without putting someone else down? You know, as we've been isolated for 2 to 3 months right now, are asked to self-isolate and to do social distancing and just do essential tasks. So as we're beginning to come out of that and beginning to reopen the society and the economy, a lot of people wonder, well, how do I what do I want to do? You know, there's the whole gamut of viewpoints out there that fit within the guidelines of each individual state, or sometimes ignore them. So some people are just done with all this, they're forgetting about it, not thinking another thing about it, but some people are still doing it. Like one lady went into a store wearing a mask, and a mother and a bunch of children came in, none of them were wearing masks, and they were running all over everywhere. And she said, don't you practice social distancing? And the mother said, oh, we're done with that. You know, but the lady said, well, I'm not. So, you know, what do we do in situations like that? So I do have a few tips that have helped me to do it gracefully. I think it always is possible, nearly always, to protect yourself without infringing on another person's right of choice. So the way that I've personally found to do that, and I do like to wear masks still at this point. I wear actually 2 of them. A paper mask and then another cloth mask over that has some padding of paper towels in it and an inner layer that a friend made. And Wendy Rentz made that here near Hays, Kansas. So thank you, Wendy. She made these for a lot of people. She spent a lot of hours at the sewing machine sewing these. So how do I protect myself? What I do is if I'm out walking my dog, I'm far from people and I'll visit with neighbors across the street or something. I don't wear a mask. But if I go into a store, I certainly do at this point yet. And so what I do, if someone comes too close to me and wants to visit and they just forget, then I just step back a little bit and say, I'm still practicing the social distancing and I really want to protect you. And I especially do this with my little neighbor boy who forgets. He says, oh yeah, you know, then he'll back up. I said, I just really want to protect you and your family from being a carrier or anything like that. So, and my protecting myself from them to be a carrier to someone else, because I'm not worried about myself. I'm real healthy and all that. So that is what I do. Say that I'm in line at a grocery store. Here's another scenario. I'm in line at a grocery store and I keep my 6-foot distance and I'm backed up and everything. And then someone steps into that and steps close to me and the person in front. So what I do is I like to just back up and I say, you know, I just back up from the person. So I'm still 6 foot behind them. just like I do in traffic. If I want to keep the 6-car distance between me and a car in front of me, and in rush hour, sometimes people are too crowded to do that, or too much in a rush, or too impatient, or too tired to get home, or whatever on the freeway. So then someone will come into that 6-car space, and I'll just back up again and back up again. Yeah, it takes a little more time, and I might allow them a little more time for grocery shopping then. But that's okay, because I am shopping infrequently, buying a lot at one time anyway, so that kind of makes up for the time difference. So, okay, now I'm in line, I can always back up, right? But what if somebody's behind me and comes in too close to me? So what I do is I just get out of the line and I say, please go ahead. And they always do. They think, okay. So I didn't need to get into a discourse about beliefs or shame them or anything like that, or ask them to back up. I just let them go ahead, and somehow that feels good to me. Like I feel good about giving that. I gave somebody my place, and they were happy, and I was happy because I could have the social distancing. And I just back up. And if that happens again, now if I'm in too tight of a line somewhere, maybe I can still find a way to get out of it and just and move. What if I'm in an aisle in a grocery store, let's say, and it's a narrow aisle, and I see somebody coming to me, and we don't have enough room to social 6 feet, or they're just ignoring it? What I'll do is I'll try to give them a wide berth as they go past me. Or if I can't do that, I might back out. If I really wanted to follow this, I might back out of the aisle and let them do their shopping and let them come out. Then I'll enter the aisle, if I can. And if I'm reaching for an item and that person comes close to me, I might step away, let them finish their shopping, then I'll go back and get my item. And so those are messages that, I'm still practicing it, and without blaming or shaming or or lecturing them or anything like that, or being mean in any way. And beyond that, I try not to worry, because I understand that it's the longer time that you spend in close proximity to people, especially without masks, that there's greater possibility of transferring the virus. So if it's just a brief walk by in a grocery store, I'm not too worried, personally not too worried about that. But those are the tactics that I could use if I really, really wanted to be very careful with it. And some people have asked me about, well, what do you do when you're just sick of all the conspiracy theories and videos that people are circulating? And whether I agree with it or not, whether anybody agrees with it or not, what I suggest is to simply say, if this is true, my attention's already grabbed by all the news. It's already taking more time and attention than I'd like to give it. It's taken away from my time of productivity and my energy that I could be spending taking care of myself, or being of service to life, or doing my work. And I'm already giving enough to that I don't want to watch any more videos. But thank you for sharing with me. I know that you care, and that you have certainly a right to watch whatever you want and believe whatever that you choose to believe. But I'm not going to be watching the videos. And so that's what you could say to somebody in a relationship that you want to make good or salvage or keep. If you don't care and they're just a person on social media, you can just not watch, right? And sometimes people send me things that I don't have time to watch, and I just say thank you, for people that I do care about. That way I don't need to make them wrong, and I don't need to explain myself or anything. I might just say, well, I won't be watching these, or I just don't watch them. But I understand too, I read this really neat article that helped to explain. This lady said, I used to be a conspiracy believer. And I'm not going to share where I am on all this, but this article I thought had a good point, and that she said, I was so that I could feel in control. When people are worried, when they feel out of control, when they feel overwhelmed, they feel a sense of control again. When we can blame somebody, be angry about it, and also spread the word, now we can do something. We don't feel helpless and hopeless anymore. So a lot of people are doing this. I think, I could have compassion for them. We could have compassion for them and understand that they might be coming from a place of fear themselves. And this gives them something to do about it, some way to take an action of some type and not feel so helpless or out of control. So that is what the compassion that I can have for people who want to maybe push videos on others that they really don't want, in an attempt to, well, one reason might be to not feel so helpless, so powerless. So I can understand that. So do these tips help today? Do you have any comments or thoughts or takeaways? I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And I'd love to hear any tips that you have. I'd love to hear any questions, or even for future shows. So let's keep the dialogue going. I love reading what you write. I am here for you. I promised you the Real Conversations tools. You can find those at bessmccarty.com/real. And these are tools here, bessmccarty.com/real. What these are is tools to help you to move from any problem to solution in minutes. Because what I found in my 25, 30 years of working with people, myself, students, and clients, I noticed that every problem is a sign of an unmet need. And when I uncover that need and meet it in a healthy way, the problem literally disappears, often in minutes. But it can take care of addictions, compulsions, challenges, problems, procrastinations, anything that you name can be helped and healed. And it could be physical and mental, emotional, spiritual needs that are needing to be met, that are crying to be met, trying to get our attention by having that problem or that pain or that emotion or that problem with another person even. Sometimes we need skills, communication skills. Sometimes we need to love ourselves or accept ourselves or have compassion for the people that I just mentioned. So these tools I'm making available for free at bessmccarty.com/real. And you will get a chart and a video and a radio interview audio and some email lessons sent to you. So I'm glad to share these with you. And on Tuesday night is a Real Conversations class that I'm making for free at this time as my donation, as my offering for people to come in and get coached. And I'll put the number below. It's just simply a call-in number, not recorded, private, not Zoom, just a phone number that you can call in. And you can have company, you can listen, you can learn, you can be heard, or you can be helped, any of those options. So you can come on even anonymously or with a made-up name if you want to. I used to charge for this class. It is now $100 a month. It is now a gift to you during this time of the pandemic. So I'll put that below, Real Conversations class at the phone number and Real Conversations tools. So again, you can find me every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time on Facebook Live, Bess McCarty for the Ask Bess Show. So love to see you there as well. Everybody take care. I love you, and we'll see you next video. Bye-bye.